The wedding reception is in full swing, the chatter of guests and the soft hum of a string quartet filling the air. Amanda stands off to the side, her glass of iced tea now a mere prop in her hand. She watches as Erica, her sister-in-law, moves through the crowd, glowing in her wedding dress, the picture of elegance and wealth. Amanda feels the weight of the room, the contrast between Erica's opulence and her own life, mundane, struggle-filled, and very much alone. The high heels pinching her feet and the dress she could barely afford only amplify the discomfort gnawing at her. She's here for Jamie, her son, who's excited to be part of the celebration. But Amanda feels like a stranger in a world that isn't hers. A sharp voice cuts through the moment. "Amanda, can you help with the tables?" Erica's tone is cool, dismissive. Amanda hesitates, the sting of the request hitting her harder than she expected, but she knows better than to argue, so she nods and begins clearing the dirty glasses and napkins. The scrape of chairs against the floor seems louder than ever. As she works, Jamie's eyes meet hers from across the room, and she feels his sympathy, his unspoken understanding of her discomfort. Maybe this is the last time we come here, she thinks, wiping her hands on a napkin. The atmosphere at the wedding feels suffocating, but it's not the opulent decorations or the glitzy guests that unsettle Amanda. It's the weight of history, of the years that have passed since her first meeting with Erica, her sister-in-law, and the silent judgments that followed. As a child, Amanda had always felt like an outsider. Raised in a cramped apartment, struggling with a single mother who worked 3 jobs just to keep food on the table, Amanda learned early on that life wasn't kind to people like her. She never had the luxury of looking down on others. She was too busy surviving. But then she met Erica. Erica, with her polished charm and pedigree, came from a family that could buy anything they wanted. Amanda, working long shifts as a waitress just to make ends meet, never measured up in Erica's eyes. From the start, Erica had made it clear that she didn't see Amanda as an equal. Her polite smiles were always accompanied by an undercurrent of condescension. Even now, as Amanda hunches over the wedding reception's tables, she can feel it in the way Erica moves past her without a second glance, as if she's nothing more than a hired hand. The sting of Erica's indifference, the way she's always made Amanda feel lesser, is too familiar. But Amanda isn't here for herself. She's here for Jamie. Despite her humiliation, despite the subtle remarks from Erica that are meant to remind her of her place, Amanda pushes her feelings aside. "This day isn't about me," she repeats to herself. "This is for Jamie." Her gaze shifts across the reception, landing on the guest list laid out on the table. Her name is written in neat, impersonal letters. Amanda, single mother, waitress. The words hit her like a slap. The sting of being reduced to a label cuts deeper than she cares to admit, but she swallows it down. "This is not about me," she tells herself again, glancing over at Jamie, who is joyfully chatting with the other kids. She can't let him see her discomfort. Not today. Amanda's hands tremble slightly as she picks up a stack of used plates, feeling the sting of Erica's words echo in her mind. "You should help out, Amanda. You've got plenty of experience as a waitress, don't you?" The sarcasm in Erica's voice cuts through the air like a knife. Amanda forces a smile, trying to appear unfazed, but the weight of her sister-in-law's words presses down on her, making the simple act of cleaning up feel like an insurmountable task. She glances around, and the laughter of the guests reaches her ears. Soft, polite, the kind that feels a little too forced. They're watching her. They all know what's happening. The words hang in the air like a silent accusation. "This is where you belong." Erica may think she's being subtle, but to Amanda, the message is clear. She's not a part of this world. She's just the help, an afterthought. The guests' eyes are on her, some pretending not to look, others openly staring. She can almost hear their silent judgment. Look at her, unpolished, unimportant, out of place. It's the same feeling she's carried her whole life, the sense of never being good enough. From across the room, Jamie watches her, his innocent blue eyes wide with concern. "Mom, are you okay?" His voice, so soft, so full of worry, makes Amanda's heart ache. She forces another smile, this time for him. "I'm fine, Jamie. I'm just helping out." But her voice cracks slightly, betraying the lie. He doesn't seem convinced. "Why are you cleaning up? Shouldn't someone else do it?" Amanda swallows hard, her throat tight. How could she explain it to him? How could she make him understand that this wasn't just about cleaning? It was about the way she was treated, the way she was always made to feel lesser than everyone else. Instead, she pats his head gently, the smile still plastered on her face. "It's okay, honey. Just a few more minutes, and then we can go." But Jamie's questions, his innocent concern, only magnify Amanda's humiliation. She tries to ignore the whispers from the guests, the way their eyes flicker toward her as she bends down to wipe down a table. Each plate she picks up, each glass she clears, feels like an endless cycle of self-doubt and shame. The minutes stretch on, but Amanda can't shake the feeling that she's being watched, judged, and found wanting. Just a few more minutes, she tells herself again, but it feels like a lifetime. The ceremony begins, and for a fleeting moment, Amanda feels a small sense of relief. The focus shifts to the bride and groom, and the guests turn their attention to the vows, the flowers, the music. For a brief instant, she can almost forget where she is, as the buzz of polite conversation fills the air, and Jamie happily chats with the other kids, blissfully unaware of the tension. Amanda exhales slowly, her shoulders relaxing as the spotlight moves away from her. But that relief is short-lived. As the reception continues, Amanda and Jamie are gradually pushed to the periphery. She watches as the guests mingle, laughing, exchanging stories of vacations and fine dining, their laughter echoing through the room like the sound of a world she'll never be part of. She can feel the divide, a silent wall separating the glamorous, affluent people at the center of the room from her and Jamie standing on the edges. Amanda's mind drifts back to the early days of her relationship with Erica, when she first realized how out of place she felt in these kinds of circles. Erica, with her perfectly polished life, never had to worry about bills or daycare or finding time for everything. And then there was Amanda, grateful for any help, but always playing catch-up. It's hard not to feel the sting of comparison, and as she glances around, she can't help but feel invisible in the crowd, a stranger in a room full of old friends and acquaintances. Just as dinner is served, Amanda's brief respite is shattered. Erica stands up, holding a microphone with a self-satisfied smile, the kind that signals she's about to make an announcement. The room quiets, the energy shifting as all eyes fall on Erica. Amanda's pulse quickens. What is she going to do now? The knot in her stomach tightens, dread creeping in. She knows something's coming, something that could undo the fragile calm she's managed to hold onto. Erica steps up to the microphone with a confident, practiced smile, and the room quiets. She begins her speech with all the usual niceties, thanking the guests for attending, expressing her joy at the union, and gesturing toward the happy couple. But then her voice shifts, taking on a subtle edge as she addresses the crowd. And of course, Erica continues, her tone sugary sweet, We wouldn't be able to enjoy this wonderful meal without all the hard work from our team tonight, especially Amanda. As a waitress, she certainly knows how to work hard, doesn't she? The crowd chuckles lightly, some of them too polite to laugh outright, but the cruelty of the comment lingers in the air. Amanda feels her stomach twist into knots, her face heating with humiliation. The laughter is polite, but it feels sharp, like 1,000 knives digging into her self-esteem. It's just a joke, she tells herself, but the sting is real. So real, it almost hurts to breathe. Erica doesn't let up, her voice dripping with mock sweetness. Since Amanda is so used to waiting on tables, she continues, I thought it would only be fitting for her to help serve tonight's meal. The room erupts into laughter, genuine, louder this time. Amanda feels every pair of eyes on her. She doesn't even have to look up to know what they're thinking. Look at her. This is what she's here for. Her cheeks burn with the force of their gaze, and every ounce of her body screams to run, to escape. But she can't. Jamie's small hand is still clasped in hers, his fingers tight with concern, his innocent face looking up at her, unaware of the full weight of the situation. This is for him, Amanda thinks. Stay calm, stay composed. But the pressure is unbearable. She fights back the tears that threaten to spill, her throat closing as she swallows the lump that forms. She wants to leave. She wants to scream, to let them all know how much it hurts, to tell Erica exactly what she thinks. But Jamie pulls at her sleeve, his little voice barely audible above the noise. Mom, Jamie whispers, tugging at her. Can we go home? Amanda's heart skips a beat, the tension inside her cracking like glass. What is he going to do? What will he say next? She turns to him, her thoughts racing, her chest tight with anxiety. The crowd's attention shifts to Jamie, and for the first time tonight, she feels a new kind of panic. What will this little boy do in front of all these people? Will he protect her, or will he be swallowed up by the weight of their judgment? The silence in the room is deafening when Jamie, his small hand reaching up with unexpected determination, grabs the microphone from Erica. The laughter stops, the murmurs die down, and everyone turns to look at the little boy who's suddenly taken center stage. Amanda's heart lurches, her chest tightens with a mix of pride and dread. She's not sure what's coming next, but she knows her son is about to speak his truth, and she's not sure if she's ready for it. Jamie stands tall for his small frame, holding the microphone with both hands, his wide blue eyes scanning the room filled with guests. He clears his throat in the way children do when they're trying to sound more serious than they really are. The room is still, every person waiting for the unexpected speech to unfold. My mom, Jamie begins, his voice clear and steady, is the strongest person I know. His words are simple, innocent, but they hit harder than anything Amanda could have expected. She works really hard to take care of me, even when she's tired. She's always there for me, no matter what. And people shouldn't make fun of others just because of what they do or where they come from. A hush falls over the crowd. Amanda's breath catches in her throat, a lump forming as her son continues, his gaze unwavering, his words from the heart. It's not nice to laugh at people's jobs, he says, his small voice echoing through the silent room. My mom is a waitress, but she works harder than anyone here, and she deserves respect. His eyes flicker to Erica, then back to the crowd. So you shouldn't laugh at her. You should be proud of her, just like I am. Amanda feels her heart swell with pride, her chest aching with a raw, overwhelming emotion. But beneath that, a deep fear settles in. What will Erica say? How will the room react? As Jamie finishes, the tension in the room is palpable. The crowd, initially shocked, is now silent, the gravity of Jamie's words hanging heavy in the air. Erica's face pales, her smile frozen and tight, as if her carefully constructed world is beginning to crumble. The power dynamics have shifted. For once, it's not Amanda at the mercy of Erica's cruelty. It's Erica who stands exposed, vulnerable, her pretensions unraveling in the wake of Jamie's fearless words. Amanda's eyes lock with Jamie's, and in that moment, she realizes her son has just given her something she thought she would never have: dignity and, perhaps, a newfound sense of strength in the face of everything she's endured. Erica stands frozen, her mouth slightly agape, her eyes flashing with fury. The room is still, the hum of awkward murmurs spreading like wildfire. It's clear she's been caught off guard by Jamie's unexpected courage. Her hands tighten around the microphone, but she doesn't know how to regain control of the situation. The carefully crafted image of the perfect bride is starting to crumble, and no amount of charm or feigned laughter can patch it up now. She attempts to make a joke, a weak attempt to salvage the moment, but it's too late. The guests aren't laughing anymore. The room has shifted from celebration to uncomfortable silence, and the weight of Jamie's words hangs in the air like a heavy fog. As the evening progresses, Amanda feels the heat of the moment fading, replaced by something unexpected. One by one, guests approach her, offering quiet words of support. A woman from Erica's side, someone who had always looked down on Amanda before, steps forward and gives her a nod of respect. "Your son was right," she says softly, her voice almost apologetic. "You've got more strength than most people here." It's a small gesture, but to Amanda, it means the world. The respect she's been denied for so long is finally being given to her, not because of her status, not because of her job, but because of the strength she's shown in the face of humiliation. As Amanda and Jamie make their quiet exit, ready to leave the evening behind, they're stopped by one of Erica's distant relatives. This older woman pulls Amanda aside, her face serious. "I need to tell you something," she begins. "Erica's behavior tonight, it's part of something much bigger. There's been a family feud you don't know about, and you were never meant to be humiliated this way. Erica's actions? They were personal, not about you at all." Amanda is taken aback, the weight of the revelation hitting her like a tidal wave. Suddenly, the cruelty that had felt so pointed and personal makes more sense. It was never about her at all. Erica's insecurities, her bitterness, were at the root of it all. As Amanda and Jamie step outside into the cool night, Jamie looks up at her with that innocent, trusting smile. "You were amazing, Mom," he says, his voice filled with awe. Amanda's heart swells, and she feels something inside her shift. No matter how hard life gets, no matter how many challenges they face, with Jamie by her side, she's ready to take on anything. And for the first time in a long while, Amanda feels empowered, not just as a mother, but as a woman who has found her strength, her voice. The night may have started with humiliation, but it ends with a newfound sense of self and the certainty that, together, they can face whatever comes next. As Amanda and Jamie walk away from the wedding, the weight of the day settles in her chest. The humiliation, the sting of Erica's words, and the painful realization of how she's been treated are still there, but they no longer define her. Jamie's brave words, his unwavering support, have changed everything. What started as a night of hurt and judgment has transformed into a quiet victory, one not just for Jamie, but for her, too. The kindness of unexpected guests and the revelation about Erica's motives have made Amanda realize that she is not the sum of other people's opinions or cruelty. She is stronger than that. She is a mother who will fight for her son, a woman who can stand tall in the face of adversity. As they step into the night, Amanda feels a newfound sense of confidence, a quiet, powerful certainty that no matter what life throws at her, she can rise above it. No matter what life throws at us, there will always be moments that change everything, moments when we rise above it all, stronger than before. And Amanda knows, as she walks beside Jamie, that this is just the beginning of a new chapter for them both.